It is 3 o'clock in the morning. The house is dark and silent, and your eyes are wide open, staring at the ceiling. Maybe you fell asleep just fine a few hours ago, but now here you are, wide awake, and you have no idea why. You glance at the clock, and your heart sinks a little, because you know that if you cannot drift off again soon, tomorrow is going to be a long and tired day. If this is you, night after night, then I want you to know something right away. You are not broken. There is nothing strange about you, and you are certainly not alone. Waking at 3 in the morning is one of the most common experiences there is after the age of 60. And tonight I am going to explain exactly why it happens, and more importantly, what you can gently do about it. Because here is the truth that so few people are ever told. That 3 a.m. waking is not random, and it is not just a part of getting old that you have to accept. There are real, understandable reasons behind it. And once you understand them, you can begin to work with your body instead of lying there feeling frustrated and helpless. So stay with me right to the end, because the last reason I share is the one that surprises almost everyone. And it may be the very thing that has been quietly stealing your sleep. Welcome to Silver Wellness, where we help you live stronger and feel better after 50. If that is something you value, consider subscribing. It is free, and it helps us reach more wonderful people who are lying awake tonight, just like you. And now, let us gently begin. So let us start with the first reason. And it is perhaps the most important one to understand, because it changes everything about how you see that 3 a.m. waking. As we grow older, the very structure of our sleep changes. When we were young, we would sink into deep, heavy sleep for hours at a time. But with age, our sleep naturally becomes lighter and more broken up. We spend less time in that deep stage and more time in the lighter stages, the ones from which we are far more easily woken. This means that a small noise, a full bladder, a change in temperature, or even a passing dream can now nudge us awake in a way it never used to. So that 3 a.m. waking is often not a sign that something is wrong. It is simply your older sleep being lighter and more delicate than it once was. And understanding that alone can take away so much of the worry. The second reason is one that catches many people by surprise, and it is your body's natural clock. Deep inside all of us is an internal rhythm that controls when we feel sleepy and when we feel awake. As we age, this rhythm often shifts earlier. Many older adults begin to feel tired earlier in the evening, perhaps nodding off in the armchair after dinner, and so they head to bed earlier too. But here is the catch. If you fall asleep at 9 in the evening, then 7 or 8 hours later, your body has had its fill of sleep, and it naturally begins to wake you, and that lands you right around 3 or 4 in the morning. So sometimes, that early waking is simply because your night started earlier than you realized. It is worth gently asking yourself, what time am I really falling asleep? The third reason is one we do not talk about nearly enough, and that is stress and the quiet worries of the mind. During the busy hours of the day, we keep ourselves occupied, and our worries stay pushed to the background. But in the deep stillness of the night, when there is nothing to distract us, those worries have a way of rising up. Concerns about health, about family, about money, about the future. They all seem so much louder at 3 in the morning. And here is what makes it worse. When we wake and our mind starts racing, our body releases stress hormones that make us feel alert and awake, which makes falling back asleep even harder. If you often wake with your mind already spinning, this may well be part of your story. And the good news is, there are gentle ways to quiet that racing mind, which I will come to shortly. The fourth reason is a simple and physical one, and it is your bladder. As we age, our bodies produce less of the hormone that helps us hold our water through the night, and our bladders are not able to hold as much as they once did. So the need to get up and use the bathroom in the small hours becomes far more common. Now, the trouble is not always the bathroom trip itself. It is that once you are up, awake, and moving about, your lighter, older sleep struggles to switch back off again. So a small bladder wake can turn into an hour of lying awake. Being mindful of how much you drink in the couple of hours before bed can make a real and gentle difference here. The fifth reason is one that hides in plain sight, and that is the things we eat and drink and the medicines we take. A cup of coffee or tea in the afternoon can linger in the body far longer than we think, quietly disrupting our sleep hours later. A glass of wine in the evening may help us fall asleep at first, but it actually fragments our sleep in the second half of the night, often waking us in the early hours. And a number of common medications can affect sleep too. If you take any regular medicines, it is always worth gently asking your doctor or pharmacist whether they might be affecting your rest, and whether the timing could be adjusted. And now we come to the sixth reason, the one that surprises almost everyone, so please listen closely to this one. It is the simple act of watching the clock. When you wake in the night and immediately look at the time, and you see those glowing numbers, 3:14, 3:47, something happens in your mind. You begin to calculate. How many hours do I have left? How tired will I be? Why is this happening again? And that very act of checking and calculating wakes your brain up further and floods you with a quiet anxiety that pushes sleep even further away. This is why so many sleep experts give one simple, surprising piece of advice. Turn your clock around. Cover it. Move your phone out of reach. If you cannot see the time, you cannot fall into that trap of calculating and worrying, and your body has a far better chance of simply drifting back to sleep on its own. It sounds almost too simple, but for many people, it changes everything. So now that we understand why it happens, let me leave you with a few gentle things you can actually do, starting tonight. First, as we just said, do not look at the clock. Turn it away and trust your body. Second, if you have been awake for what feels like more than 20 minutes and sleep is not coming, do not lie there fighting it and growing frustrated. Instead, get up calmly, go to another room, and do something quiet and boring in dim light. Perhaps read a few pages of a gentle book until you feel sleepy again. Then return to bed. This stops your mind from learning to associate your bed with lying awake. Third, keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, and try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same times each day, even on weekends, because your body clock loves a steady rhythm. Fourth, be mindful of caffeine after midday and of too much to drink in the evening. Instructive. And fifth, if your mind races, try slow, gentle breathing. Breathe in slowly, hold for a moment, and breathe out even more slowly. This gently signals to your body that it is safe to rest. I do want to add one gentle and important note before we finish. If your sleep problems are severe, if you are exhausted every single day, if you snore loudly and wake gasping, or if this has been going on for a long time and is truly affecting your life, please do speak with your doctor. Sometimes there is an underlying cause, such as sleep apnea, that deserves proper attention, and there are real treatments that can help. Good sleep is not a luxury. It is a foundation of your health, and you deserve to rest well. But for so many people, that 3 a.m. waking is simply the natural, lighter sleep of a life well lived, made worse by a little worry and a glowing clock. And with a few gentle changes and a lot less frustration, it truly can get better. So tonight, When you find yourself awake in the quiet dark, I want you to remember this. You are not broken. You are not alone. Millions of others are lying awake at this very moment, and there is nothing to fear. Simply turn the clock away, breathe slowly, and let your body do what it knows how to do. Rest will come. If this video helped you understand your own sleep a little better, a quick tap of the like button tells YouTube to share it with others who are lying awake tonight and need to hear it. And I would truly love to know, what time do you usually wake in the night? Share it in the comments below, because you may find comfort in seeing just how many others are right there with you. Take very good care of yourself. Be gentle and patient with your body tonight. And I will see you again very soon in the next one.